Hi parents, today in language arts the students worked on inferring. So we made two sentences, the Arctic is too cold and dry for a crocodile to survive, and then they inferred why. This one was more of a stated inference, where this one was less of a stated inference. They had to use information from the text to come up with a reason why a desert would be too warm for a polar bear. So some of their answers for that particular one were that because their bodies have fur that cover them that keeps them warm and dry, and you wouldn't want to be warm and dry in the desert, or because they have a layer of protection that's like a raincoat, protects them from rain and snow, and you wouldn't want to be wearing a raincoat in the desert. And then we worked on finding text evidence. So I broke them into groups, and I gave them 3 adaptations, and they had to go in the text and find evidence that supports the adaptation that animals keep warm, what helps them keep warm, what helps them camouflage, and what helps them move. And so those adaptations they found in their groups, and then we went over this whole page together. So your students should have a piece of paper like this in their journals, and I did give them extra time to catch up and write it down if they did not have some of those things written down. And that's what we did in language arts today. Here's our afternoon planner. So here's what your students should be working on this afternoon. Today is pickup day, so please make sure you drop off your students' materials and pick up their new materials for the remainder of October. I did ask them to start their October book talk. Even if they're not done reading their October book, I asked them to start drawing a border around it, getting some illustrations, make sure the book title's on there of the book that they are going to be finishing reading if they haven't already, that they will do their book talk on. The book talks are going to be the last week of October, so they do need to get their book talk ready to present. And then math, of course. In math today I asked the kids to give you a letter. This is what the letter looks like. We started a new section of the same unit. This whole unit's on measurement. We were doing measurement of time and then measurement of distance and weight before. This one is a way to document measurements, and so we're looking at pictographs and bar graphs, vertical and horizontal. And so I asked them to, and line plots, I asked them to give you this information, and then today we worked on pages 201. Your child's book should look like this. 202. 203, and finally we made our own bar graphs based on the information they gave us on 204, and that's what we did today in language arts and math.